Yes, I'm wearing a sweatshirt because I'm stuck all day in my house with meetings, and I've got about 24 minutes to get this show on the road. So here we are. Anyway, this is called inflammation equals genetic predisposition. If you don't know what any of those words mean, let me explain. Okay, inflammation is a condition in your body where your body gets for want of a better word, inflamed. So when you have a cut, you notice it gets red and it hurts and stuff. That's your immune system mobilizing to help keep the, bacteria that may enter that cut away. All right. That's what happens when you have inflammation. The immune system mobilizes. And leaky gut is really a very, very, is one of the major causes of inflammation because if you got stuff leaking into your bloodstream from your gut, your small intestine, your immune system is going to mobilize and try and mop it up, causing inflammation. And why do I say an inflammation causes genetic predisposition? And what is genetic predisposition? Okay, genetic predisposition is this: you come into this world predisposed for certain conditions. And everyone seems to think that the genes rule everything. Oh, my genes rule everything. My parents had diabetes, so I'm going to get it. I hear this every day. I cannot fix my whatever. I hear this every day from people. Oh, I'm going to get diabetes because my parent has it. Or like my sister is saying, oh, my mother had tremors and I'm going to get it too. Well, that's not necessarily true. In functional medicine philosophy, your genes only and they've researched this, your genes only get expressed like 30% of the time. Okay, if you're genetically predisposed to certain things, your genes will get turned on about 30% of the time, which is way below what we originally thought genes would get turned on. We're not our genes' fate. We're not the fate of our genes. Just because your parents had it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. But I hear this all the time because it's the mindset that people are genetically predisposed to different things. Well, all well and good, that's true. But in functional medicine, we believe that you have the power to turn off disease and turn on health. And what we're talking about is genetic predisposition. We're talking about the fact that you have the power to turn off disease or turn off genetic predisposition and turn on health. And you do that by reducing inflammation. That's why the title of this live stream is called Genetic Inflammation Equals Genetic Predisposition. And did you know if you have leaky gut that you don't necessarily have gas, bloating, irritable bowel syndrome, anything else. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have any GI problems. I had a client a couple of years ago who came to me with vulvodynia, which is a horrible itch of the down there. Okay. And she had a really, really tough time of it and was taking medication for it and even went to Europe with the medication because she had to depend upon it so much. Well, slowly, ever so slowly, we healed the gut, we reduced the inflammation, and she is now fine today. But she never had any gut problems. She never had any gut problems. So whatever you're genetically predisposed to, if you have a leaky gut, it's going to manifest that way. And I had to write these down because I always forget one. There's 8 major reasons, 8 major causes of leaky gut. And they're not necessarily GI. They're not necessarily irritable bowel. They're not necessarily Crohn's disease or celiac disease or other GI issues. Okay. diarrhea, constipation. That's only one of them. Okay. Another one of them is really, and I think that's the ninth one because I didn't include it, is hormone imbalance. So many people, especially women, have hormone imbalance, and it is so hard to treat because you've got to balance it. I used to do a lot of testing. Now I leave it up to the experts because there's just so many things going on. Because what you have to do is you have to test for it, and then you have to have a compounding pharmacy make you supplements just for that particular individual. That's how specific it is. You just can't go take a supplement like chaseberry or something else for your hormone imbalance. And the hormone imbalance can be other things too, but there are other things. Okay. Food sensitivities. I know. I test a lot for food sensitivities first using leap mediated release testing. I test because I want to cool down that inflammation, allow the gut to heal, and give the person some relief. Because if they avoid sensitive foods, a lot of the times they feel fine. So that's one of the things. If you have leaky gut, you can have food allergies or sensitivities without having gut issues. Trust me on that. Mood issues and fluctuations. Yes. Yes, your leaky gut can affect your mood. And anybody who tells you that that's a bunch of bunk is a bunch of bunk. Yes, mood issues, depression, anxiety. We have so much today. A third of the population now has depression. A third. Yes, it's an epidemic based on the pandemic, really. Um, Malabsorption of nutrients, right? If you have leaky gut and stuff is leaking that shouldn't be there, stuff is leaking into your bloodstream that shouldn't be there, you're also not absorbing the nutrients you're supposed to be absorbing because these little villi are in your small intestine that absorb nutrients. And a lot of times when you have leaky gut, the villi get blunted and you can't absorb the nutrients you're supposed to absorb. So malabsorption of nutrients, is tests for that, really good tests. Autoimmune diseases. Again, I've talked so much about autoimmune and we talk more about autoimmune, but autoimmune diseases happen when your gut is leaking into the bloodstream, your immune system mobilizes, inflammation results, and eventually the immune system gets so pooped that basically it just gets, it doesn't know what to do and it starts attacking you, right? Um, it starts attacking you. Remember, I talked, if you listen to some of these live streams, the fact that gluten and joint tissues are very similar, and so your immune system will attack your joint tissues thinking they're gluten, and you'll end up with arthritis, other joint issues. That's another one. I don't think I had that in there. No, we got 10 now. Okay. The other thing is inflammatory skin disorders. If you have acne, if you have eczema, I have a little bit on my, much less than before I gave up dairy. If you have eczema, if you have psoriasis, the heartbreak of psoriasis, if you have rashes, leaky gut can cause that. And on my homepage, www.healyourhealthnow.com, I have a compelling testimonial and story about one person who came with horrible rashes and is good today because we treated the gut. Anyway, thyroid issues. I talked about Hashimoto's. As a matter of fact, a brand new thyroid issue of my Gut Food newsletter came out today, and you can get it at healyourhealthnow.com/newsletters. So please look that up. Thyroid issues. So many people, one in 20% of women and 10% of men and 50% go undiagnosed, have thyroid issues. And actually, next week, when I talk more about thyroid issues, Hashimoto's, I talk about the fact that there is a gut thyroid axis, and the gut directly influences the thyroid. So listen up for that one. That's coming next week. If you want to get my newsletters, please do yourself a favor and go to healyourhealthnow.com/newsletters and sign up. There's a little me that pops up with the crown and a little pencil. You can subscribe. Okay. The other thing is difficulty losing weight. I think that should have been first because everybody's always interested in that, right? It could make it difficult to lose weight. And boy, I got to tell you, it's really difficult to lose weight, even among teens today, because I counsel them every day. Yeah. And stress. All factors can impair metabolism and make weight loss difficult. So that was 10. That was 10. So you can turn those off if you put the kibosh in inflammation, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. And if you want to know, email me at jill@healyourhealthnow.com or inflammation@healyourhealthnow.com. I'm not inflammation. Sorry. Support@healyourhealthnow.com. And we'll talk, okay? Or you can sign up for my Let's Talk Health free session. It's healyourhealthnow.com/heal, HEAL. Okay, tomorrow, don't know what I'm talking about, but I will be talking. So Good Gut Queen Jill signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.